Power Miners won over the hearts of many LEGO fans, but there is no better way to set up this theme than this LEGO commercial.
Another rumble! And this one's stronger!
If this continues, there'll be nothing but rubble on the face of the Earth.
What's going on?
Don't know, but our underground task force are many miles below the surface.
Welcome to LEGO Legends. January of 2009 would give us one theme that would become beloved by many: Power Miners. Power Miners is basically a remake of 2000's Rock Raiders, which was based on space travel / miners trapped on an alien planet. They both have a similar plot of mining underground for crystals and dealing with rock monsters. Personally, I consider Power Miners to be a part of a group of themes that are based around adventures. Other themes in that group would be Atlantis, Pharaoh's Quest, and even the most adventurous theme, Adventures. These themes usually consist of a group of heroes that take on a quest. Power Miners' adventure team is made up of a group of 5 members. The first is Doc, who is the leader of the Power Miners. He has seen the world and lots of adventures. Brain is the lead scientist of the operation, who is fascinated by the rock creatures and wants to study them. Duke is a veteran miner who, according to his bio, has dug for gold and diamonds around the globe. He has survived all mining dangers, but has never seen anything like the rock monsters. The fourth is Rex, the top engineer and the designer of most of Power Miners' vehicles. Lastly is the miner. He has no name but appears in a few different sets as another miner to help out the team. All the miners were dressed in blue overalls and had a blue helmet that was first introduced in Rock Raiders. Now the Power Miners are dressed for adventure, and thankfully so am I with my graphic tee from Into the AM. They develop premium apparel that elevates self-expression, provides amazing comfort for wherever your passions take you. As someone who's big about diving into your passions, I absolutely love their message. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, this shirt makes me look a lot better on camera than I actually do. Look, LEGO themes like Power Miners have taught us there are many adventures out there, and that's something I firmly believe in, which is why I love to have the perfect shirt or outfit for each adventure that life throws at me. I even used one of their activewear shirts while rock climbing recently. Thankfully, I didn't have to deal with any rock monsters, but it was super comfortable and very flexible, which is exactly what I needed. Take advantage of a 10% discount by clicking the link in the description for these premium quality tees, and see what adventures you get into. The story of Power Miners starts when shaking from deep underground starts to make people worried. The government tasks a group of miners to dig down and figure out what's causing the shaking. When the Power Miners get to the source of the shaking, they find the cause: rock monsters. These crystal-eating rock monsters are very unique in the LEGO world. The small ones that are seen in the first wave are made up of 4 parts. The arms can come off the body and be put on minifigure torsos, but I do not recommend this. The head connects to the torso on hinges, which allows the head to be opened up, revealing a hollow stomach, which allows you to put crystals into the rock monster. In the lore, rock monsters can eat energy crystals that are found in the underground caves, which gives them, the only way I can describe it, a power-up. Brain in one comic says, "Fascinating, the crystals cause these rock creatures to emit massive amounts of kinetic energy." Shown throughout the comics and video spots, the rock monsters have an insatiable hunger for these crystals. Now there are 5 different kinds of rock monsters the Power Miners have to deal with. The first one is orange, or as one of them is called, Fire Ox. He is sneaky and curious and loves to play tricks. He loves to steal the Power Miners' tools and messes up their machines. And because he is the fastest monster, he is impossible to stop. The second color is red, or Meltrox. Angry, destructive, and full of rage, Meltrox is always the first to fight, even when there are crystals nearby. Glaciator, the blue one, is the third type. Nasty and evil, feared by the other rock monsters, Glaciator gets Boulder Axe and Meltrox to fight for him, while he eats crystals. Speaking of Boulder Axe, he is the 4th type, aka the green one. Strong, slow, and dumb as a rock, Boulder Axe will fight the Thunder Driller for fun. He forgets to take crystals sometimes when he's bashing Power Miners equipment. Lastly is the yellow, or Sulfurix. Clever and shy, Sulfurix appears when you least expect him. He makes tunnels by melting through rock and can eat crystals before the Power Miners can get there. Now, from all the media with rock monsters in it, we can tell there are hundreds of them. Like, do I think every red one is called Meltrox? Of course not. The Power Miners are dealing with hundreds of rock monsters. To stop the tremors from continuing to happen, the Power Miners team works on collecting the power crystals. In the 2010 movie, The Adventures of Clutch Powers, we see many of the Power Miners sets, and Clutch Powers using them to find energy crystals to power LEGO City. Because of that, I don't think that stopping the rock monsters was the only reason the team collected the crystals. Now, the Power Miners team used a variety of vehicles to collect crystals and fight off rock monsters. And, if the drills and other equipment didn't do the job...
Hey, where are you going with that dynamite? Just a little trip outside! Hey, Rocky! Catch!
The dynamite piece that was introduced in this theme definitely did the trick. The first wave had 8 sets that came in it. Now, one iconic part of Power Miners was the color scheme that we would see in the first and second wave, which was lime green and orange, which just complemented each other so nicely. Each of the vehicles do have a number label on it. The first set in the wave was Stone Chopper, which is labeled number 1. The little motorbike rolled around with 2 blades on the front for breaking small rocks. I'm guessing this bike was used more for quick transportation or scouting than anything else. It came with the Red Rock Monster and the first appearance of the miner. The number 2 vehicle was Mine Mech. Operated by brains, this small mech had a drill arm and a claw for picking up crystals or the green monster that was featured in this set. Granite Grinder is labeled as the number 3 vehicle. This small drilling vehicle had a really cool play feature that, when moved forward, pushed the grinder back and forth. It also had a removable storage device that crystals could be kept in. On top of a removable spotlight and axe, this had Duke and a blue rock monster. Perfect for scooping up crystals from the floor is number 4, the Claw Digger. This set is the first we see of the new wheels that are just massive. The wheels give the miner's vehicle a feeling that they could take on any rocky terrain. The Claw Digger has 2 massive arms for breaking up rocks and then a bucket to pick up crystals found inside. On top of the yellow rock monster, this set also features Rex. Number 5 is probably the most iconic set from Power Miners, the Thunder Driller. This set features a massive drill in the front which allowed it to dig tunnels for the team. The shape of this set is just so clean and just feels so real. This set featured a cab in the back for the miners to control the vehicle from. But the real highlight of this set is the drill, which actually turns when driving it forward. The look of the Thunder Driller is definitely a style I feel like we've seen in many forms of media when they're going into an underground mining mission. One example would be like the Drill Dozer from Deep Rock Galactic. The reason I bring this up is it just feels so practical and even a bit realistic. And I feel like that goes for a lot of sets in this theme where I feel like you might see this in the real world. It just has that realistic feeling to it. It doesn't feel too sci-fi or anything like that. The second to last vehicle for the first wave is number 6, aka Crystal Sweeper. Even though the play feature didn't work very well, this vehicle had one job: sweep up crystals. This massive treaded vehicle was the biggest set of the first wave and contained a small area for a motorbike and had a small side drill. On top of the Thunder Driller, this set had many Power Miner fans drooling over it. Final set for the first wave was the most exclusive set. This was number 7, Boulder Blaster. Rex wears a beanie instead of a helmet. Pretty sure that's an OSHA violation. And operates the Boulder Blaster, which the only way I can describe it is a bulldozer with a dynamite launcher attached to it. You could only get this set at Toys R Us. There were 2 poly bags for this line. One of them was for the miners, which is a Target exclusive called Rock Hacker. Like many themes from this time period, the instructions encourage creativity, with them showing images of combining multiple sets together. These alternate builds were actually amazing. Combining 8956 and 8957 gave you Cave Cutter. 8958 and 8960 gave you Arrow Shredder. And my personal favorite, 8959 and 8961 gave you the Crystal Crawler. If you ever tried making one of these combinations, please let me know in the comments down below and which one of these combinations is your favorite. In the first wave, you only got small rock monsters and one double launcher catapult from the Crystal Sweeper and a small launcher in the Polybag Monster Launcher. In the second wave that dropped in 2009, the rock monsters definitely got some upgrades. As the Power Miners dug deeper, they got some new equipment, but this led to them waking up some new foes. Instead of catapults that threw rock monsters, we got big rock monsters that had levers on the back to toss rock monsters and small rocks. Every set except one in the second wave came with one of these big rock monsters. Yellow was called Geolix and the red Tremrox. They are both personal bodyguards to the Crystal King. Crystal King set came with Rex and Duke, who has hair. The only other circumstance where one of the miners didn't have a helmet. Rex wields a small handheld drill that he uses to fend off the King. Standing at 6.5 inches tall, the Crystal King is a powerhouse, with a mouth that can open wide enough to eat minifigures as well as crystals, and hands that can pick up miners. The King is not a foe to be taken lightly. Now, even though he is made out of yellow crystals, we do see another version of the Crystal King that might be the Crystal Queen. In the Adventures of Clutch Powers movie, Clutch Powers has a run-in with an orange version of the Crystal King, who seems to be a mother of a baby rock monster. Now, this could be a Crystal King for another color of rock monsters, but as of right now, we do not know. Now, the Crystal King is the only set that doesn't have a vehicle with a number attached to it. The numbered vehicles start right back where we left off after Wave 1 with the Rock Wrecker. On top of the many saws it had, it was equipped with a net launcher to capture rock monsters. LEGO Power Miners had 3 exclusive store sets, and 2 of them came in the second wave. Now, considering the fact that the second wave only had about 5 sets in it, It's kinda crazy to think about that small of a wave had this many exclusive store sets. The first of the exclusive sets was the Cave Crusher. It was exclusive to Target in the US, Kmart in Australia, and Zellers in Canada. In Europe, this set was just part of the normal release. Being number 9 in the lineup, the Cave Crusher was made up of 3 different sections. The front section consisted of a cab, a flamethrower, and 2 massive saw blades. Middle section contained a catapult that fired a saw blade, and the tail end had a removable drilling station. The second set, which was a Toys R Us exclusive, is the Underground Mining Station. Even though this set is not a vehicle, it is marked with the number 11. The description on LEGO.com best describes this set. The power miners have built this massive underground mining station to help them gather crystals, transport the precious cargo across lava rivers using the zip line. When rock monsters threaten, spot them with the huge searchlight, then use the dynamite hurler to drive them away. Includes Rock Monster and 3 power miner minifigures. Also included in this set is a small mining truck that the power miners can control. The play feature for this set is super satisfying and works very well. My good friend Cheesy Studio shows it off really well in his video about power miners. And just the way it works looks so clean. Now when looking at the set, you probably think, wow, this is such an awesome set and such a cool build. But then you start to think about it, and it doesn't really make much sense. What do I mean? Well, think about it in this way. If every time they come to a lava river, they have to build one of these, but first off, how did they get to the other side with the materials they needed to build this to begin with? If they can get to the other side, why not just send the crystal sweeper over to collect the crystals much faster? Or use the thunder driller to dig around the lava? Like, it just seems like an unnecessary build for such a simple task. Now I will say this is one of the few bases that do come in power miners, and I would have loved to see more of them. Like, if you don't think about the task around the base, this set is actually really cool. It really does build out the world of power miners more. I personally would have loved it if they'd made more bases like this, like where they operated from, where they collected the crystals. I just feel like it was a very missed opportunity to build out this world of power miners even more. A LEGO Club magazine does show you that you can do an alt build out of the station, which is Rubble Rescue Rover. Even though you can't find the instructions on LEGO.com anymore, you can still find people who have documented them online. I do really love this alt build though. It kind of feels like some sort of Mad Max semi-truck. The final set of the second wave, which is number 10, is the Titanium Command Rig. As command stations go, it's pretty weak. It has a cage for a small rock monster, a little research area, and a crane. But besides that, it isn't a great base. As vehicles go though, it's pretty impressive. At first glance, it's just a bigger version of the Thunder Driller, but it can transform in a couple easy movements into a drilling tower. Even when upright, the drill can be turned, allowing you to drill down for crystals. It is covered in spotlights and has a net and dynamite launcher. The set itself is amazing, but definitely had some missed opportunities to add more elements to give it a main base feel. Now lore-wise, this set's actually a pretty big deal. After the power miners accidentally wake up Geolix and Tremrocks, the Titanium Command Rig chases them off. But the Crystal King takes on the challenge and attacks the rig, and lifts it up. In a desperate attempt, the command rig turns into a drilling platform mode and breaks through the floor, saving the power miners. Even though they stopped the Crystal King, they found themselves facing a new foe. Lava monsters. This brings us into the third and sadly the final wave of power miners. Power miners have gone deeper, bringing them closer to the Earth's core, which means a lot more lava and new monsters. We were introduced to 4 new lava monsters. Combustix, Fireaxe, and Infernox were the new small ones, and Eruptor was the new giant lava monster. The power miners team also got a few new upgrades. Each of the miners were given new heat armor, and instead of green and orange, the vehicles went to green and blue. Instead of all the explosives and fire, the vehicles were equipped with water-based defense systems. Personally, I feel like the sets from Wave 3 kinda lost some of the charm from Waves 1 and 2. The smallest set of the wave keeps the numbers going with Vehicle 12. Fire Blaster is a small vehicle that has a water tank that connected to a water cannon, plus a dynamite missile. For some reason, we never got a number 13 vehicle. I have no clue why that is. It may have just been an unreleased set. Instead, it jumps from 12 to 14, which is Magma Mech. Its right arm is an extendable claw for snatching up monsters, and has a water gun or water drill as its left arm, which connects to a water tank on its back. Coming in at number 15 is the best grabbing mechanism in LEGO Power Miners, the Claw Catcher. This vehicle rolls around and grabs lava monsters and drops them into a water tank in the back of the vehicle. This tank can also be used as a jail to transport the monsters around. Home Sweet Home, according to one comic, is the last set in this wave, which is Lava Traz. The main feature of the base is a capture cage to lock up monsters in. A movable crane with water cannon allows you to pick up a Eruptor, or a smaller monster, and drop them into the cage. For defense, the Power Miners have a small tower that shoots super cooled projectiles. This set comes with a small Hydroblast rover, which is labeled as vehicle number 16. Looking back over past waves, there was a lot of dynamite, saws, drills, and other crazy mining gear. I feel like this was kind of lost in the last wave, which, hey, maybe they did it just to be a little less violent. On top of the usual keychains, there's a number of Power Miners apparel. There was Power Miner watches, lanyards, and pencils. If you want to be decked out in Power Miners merch, there was pants, ball cap, t-shirts, and even 2 sweatshirts in the Power Miners colors. Honestly, some of the ugliest sweatshirts, like, you can barely see what's on them. Sadly, LEGO Power Miners is the perfect example of LEGO rolling their more adventure-based themes into City. Even though since after the theme ended, we haven't got another adventures-based Power Miner theme, we have seen sub-themes from City a lot like it. For example, City Mining or Volcano Explorers that literally uses the same green color. Like, Mining Heavy Drill is just a recreation of the Thunder Driller. When it comes down to it, the lore behind Power Miners is very simple, but honestly, that was one of the great things about this theme. It gave you a little inspiration, but the rest was left up to your imagination. I remember me and my best friend who loved this theme growing up having countless adventures fighting rock monsters and digging for crystals. There really isn't much more I can say about this theme. Until next time, have fun drilling for those crystals and stay away from those pesky rock monsters. Until next time on LEGO Legends.